Hey there, you guys. It's me, Tiffany. Okay, that's not gonna be my intro. Okay, maybe it will. I don't know. I'm so weird. Anyways, I wanted to do a story time today on how I got sun poisoning. Oh my gosh, that was the worst probably like about a week and a half to 2 weeks of my life. It was the most excruciating pain. And the worst part is that it started with such a fun trip and it just dragged on into something so excruciatingly horrible. But basically, it started when I was going to take a trip to the beach to meet up with my mom, who lives in a different city than me. And we live about 4 hours away from each other. And so me and my kids left. And actually, the trip started rough as well. So the day that we left, it was storming. And I didn't look up the weather like an idiot. And so we leave, and as we're getting in the car, I had grabbed like a cup of milk, and I don't know why, I guess because I had like I think like a Reese's peanut butter cup, and so I grabbed some milk to drink with it, and my dumbass put it like in the cup holder of my car, and when I threw the bags in the car, because it was storming and pouring rain, I knocked the milk over, and it spilled like all over my car, and I was like, oh my gosh. If I was just annoyed because milk is such a stinking, like it stinks when it, dries and stuff. And so I was super annoyed, but I didn't think too much of it at the moment. I just kind of knocked it over, and then about an hour into the drive, I realized it. And then about 2 hours into the drive, all of our phones start beeping, like when there's like an emergency warning alert. And basically it said, seek shelter immediately. There's a tornado in the area. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm over here driving. I'm in like the weirdest, darkest town. Like it's storming, raining, and like it's literally like the town is like broken down. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's like an old broken down town. I have no idea where I'm at. I'm using my GPS, and then I see, okay, there's a tornado here. So obviously I had no other choice but to keep driving, because what am I going to do? Like stop somewhere randomly that's broken down? Like no. So I was like, okay, crap. I just drove faster. I was trying to get as far away out of that town as I could. And so we kept driving. Thankfully, I didn't physically see any tornado. I just got that warning on my phone. I didn't think too much of it because I made it through without seeing a tornado. And then eventually, as we got closer to the beach, it stopped raining, and I met up with my mom, and we had an awesome time. And it's funny because she even brought up, she was like, did you know that there was a tornado in this county? And I was like, that explains it. So there was a tornado as we were driving through. I am so happy that we did not see it, because I don't know what I would have done. I would have literally freaked out. But anyway, so we had an amazing time at the beach, and this was a month before quarantine started. So it was right as, it was starting to get kind of warmer and stuff, and I wanted to get a tan because I am naturally very white. And what I did was I was very dumb, and I did not use sunscreen. I don't know why I made this choice at the time. I just didn't really think about it, and I was like, oh, whatever, I'm just not going to use sunscreen and try to get a little tan. If I get a little burnt, that's okay. But I never imagined that I would go through what I had to go through. And so basically at that point, I stayed there for like 2.5 days and just baked. I just baked, man. I got so burnt. And the second day I was there, I started realizing like, oh crap, like, because anytime I'd go out in the sun, like I was hurting. And then when I left, the car ride home, we ended up leaving pretty late at night, and we had 4-hour car ride home, and I was getting so tired. But the one thing that was motivating me to just keep driving and get home was that I was like on fire. My body was like burning, and then like I had like these cold chills at the same time. Like it's like when my body was like physically hot to the touch, and then I was like shivering and shaking, and then like I started feeling super nauseous and dizzy and having headaches. Like I started getting like just the worst feeling ever, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it was horrible. And like everything that would touch my skin just burnt, and my skin was super like red and inflamed. And I just remember like, just get home, just get home, just get home. I just kept repeating that in my head, like, just get home. And so I drove the 4 hours. I got home super late at night, and I laid down in bed. And then when I woke up the next day, like I almost cried because I was in like excruciating pain. And I remember calling my mom and being like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm in so much pain. And like, she was like, it's fine. You probably just have a really bad sunburn. So I put like aloe vera on my arms and stuff, and basically did not wear clothes, like, because anything touching me burnt so bad. And then the next day came, and I woke up, and that's when I started really freaking out, because my face was swollen. Like, my face was super, super swollen, and it was so scary looking, and I remember just crying in the mirror, just be like, why do I look like this? Like, I was so disturbed. Like, my face was so swollen, and I remember just freaking out. I ended up going to the urgent care, and she basically told me that, that does happen with sun poisoning, and that I probably did, that I'm probably going to start peeling soon, because when you swell up, apparently you start peeling after that. And sure enough, the next day, my face was still very, very swollen. I'll include pictures if I know where they are. It's just, I don't want to include them because they're so ugly, but I will include them so that you can get a visual for what I was going through. And so basically, like, when I went to urgent care, by the way, I wore a hat because I was scared that my face was going to scare other people. Like, I was so ugly. Oh my gosh. And I was very, very just miserable. I was in excruciating pain. I wore my little hat, and I wore long sleeves because I couldn't even go outside with short sleeves, because anytime I went outside with short sleeves, my skin felt like it was literally on fire. So I had to wear like long sleeves and pants so that none of my skin could touch so that the sun wouldn't touch any of my skin, because it was that painful. And basically, like I said, the urgent care lady said, like, just put aloe vera on it, keep it hydrated, and you're going to start peeling. That's why your face is swollen. And like I said, sure enough, over the next like week or two, I was peeling, like, my entire body peeled, basically. Like, it was the nastiest thing. And then there was, this is the grossest part. So when I started peeling and stuff, and I would get in the shower, when the water would get like underneath the peeled skin and start forming these water blister-like thingies, and so like when I'd get out of the shower, I'd have to like get all the water out of the blisters. Like, it was so disgusting. That is probably way TMI, but like, that's what actually happened. And I want people to know, like, going out in the sun, like, it's no joke. You have to wear sunscreen, because you don't want to be going out in the sun one day and then miserable for the next 2 weeks with sun poisoning. Like, trust me, it's not fun. It was the most excruciating pain ever, because like, literally there's no relief. Like when you hit yourself, it's like, oh, it hurts, but then it goes away. But like, sun poisoning, your skin is literally just scorched, and so it's burning for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and it's just excruciating. There's no way to relieve the pain, like, or at least for me, like, nothing I did relieve the pain. It was just horrible. Thankfully, like, the first week was the worst. The second was more of just like recovering and stuff, but I mean, it was really, really bad. But yeah, other than that, like, I learned a very hard lesson that that weekend on the beach. I definitely learned a hard lesson. And like, recently I went back to the beach to meet up with my mom, and this time I literally covered myself in sunscreen. Like, literally, I probably did it. Sorry that I keep saying literally. That's so annoying. I covered myself in sunscreen. Like, my arms were completely white with sunscreen, and guess what? I didn't get burnt this time. Actually, I did a little bit. I even put some like on my face and stuff, but I got burnt like on my scalp and like right here. But other than that, I didn't get burnt. So it was a much better outcome. I will never not wear sunscreen again. Like, this whole summer when we've gone to the pool and stuff, I layer sunscreen on me and my kids, because I will never go through the same thing that I went through. And apparently when you have sun poisoning, it actually raises your chances of getting skin cancer in the future, and I didn't even know that, and so that's super scary as well. But definitely just use precautions, use sunscreen. There's no reason to fry your body. Like, it's actually the grossest thing ever. And then like, having to peel, it's so unattractive, it's so gross. So definitely wear sunscreen and learn from my mistakes, please. Bye.